I'm showing you the 5 very best hacked clients for Minecraft 1.12.2. In 5th place, we're starting off with Thunderhack Plus, which runs on Forge for 1.12.2 of course. As you'll notice right off the bat, this client has an entire custom GUI system as well as an alt manager. Thunderhack is most well known for its use in Crystal PvP, however it does have many other functionalities as well. You can open up the Click GUI by pressing on P, and you'll get a nice little sound when you actually open it up. You'll see a bunch of modules over here which can be extended with right click. They're kind of funky in the terms that they're pretty low res and stuff like that, but overall it does work pretty good, apart from the extensive scrolling. As you can see, it does have a whole ton of features. And you can customize most features as well by right clicking on them just like so. Under this client section, there's an option for the Thunder GUI, which as you can see is an entire alternative GUI area right over here, which allows for even more customization. And fun fact, this client is the only one with 2 full GUI options in this video today. Anyways, here you'll notice all of these sections as well as the utilities that we saw earlier. Here you can also right click on these and you'll get once again the customization menu we also saw earlier. Then in the bottom over here you'll have a config manager as well as a friends menu. Other great features include cool moving animations as well as a pretty cool closing animation of the Thunder GUI. For the rest, this client can be kinda funky, however should work just fine for most people. I'd say the best thing about this client is the amount of different utilities it has. It definitely has a lot that can't be found in other clients. In 4th place, we have Inertia, which as you can see there's going to be a bunch of things on your screen already, and with this client you use the standard button right shift to open up this area right over here, known as the Click GUI. It's laid out kind of weird in the beginning, but you can change this. Really quickly, you've been watching this video for like more than 2 minutes somehow. Anyways, that's more than my average viewer, and if you'd like to support my content as well as see more stuff like this in the future, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. With this client, you'll once again also notice a full custom GUI area. This one works a little bit better than the one Thunderhack has. It allows you to go to an entire Inertia options menu, as well as cycle through all of the custom backgrounds it has, go through the menu cycle right here as well as load the vanilla Minecraft background. There, this is a little more logical. Inertia allows you to load presets, has a custom search bar, as well as a fair amount of utilities, as you can see right over here. Most of these sections also allow you to scroll, and you get a little description of each of these in the bottom left hand side. As I said earlier, you get a bunch of useful things displayed on your screen, as well as something in the left known as the Tab GUI. This is pretty common in clients, and it allows you to use the arrow keys to navigate through this menu. Once you're hovering over the wanted utility, you can hit enter and that'll enable it or disable it. As for the useful information on your screen, we can go over to the render area in our Click GUI, then open up the customization menu of a utility by right clicking on it, as you can see. We can do that for the HUD, which is the heads up display, or everything we see over here, and we can choose exactly what we do and don't show on our screen, which is really useful. And if we don't want anything, as you can see, we can turn it off as well. Furthermore, this client also has around 20 commands, allowing for extra efficiency as well as utility, although they can be kind of confusing at times. I think I forgot to mention it, but Inertia does also run on Forge. In the pause menu over here, we can once again be brought to the Inertia options menu, which could also be found through the home screen and allows you to visit the macros menu as well as open the Click GUI directly. A potentially cool fact is that this client has around 121 modules, as well as baritone directly included. Overall, this is definitely a great client. It doesn't have as much options as Thunderhack, but it definitely works really well. In 3rd place, we have Wurst Client. This client is the first one that not only does not run on Forge, but actually has its own installer. It also has a semi-custom GUI, but it is a lot simpler. In Minecraft, you can use the standard keybind, which is right shift, to open up the Wurst GUI, which as you can see is pretty simplistic, yet really extensive. At the top, you'll find a alphabetically sorted menu of all the utilities that this client has, which is definitely a lot. You can click on the green arrows to customize them, as you can see like so. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll get a bunch of other utilities, once again sorted by alphabet. Here you can find things that you can, for example, display on your screen, as well as allowing you to disable the client or use stuff like zoom. Furthermore, typing .help in the chat will list you all of the commands, which as you can see are 46. These commands can also be found in the click GUI, all prefixed with the dot as you can see. Wurst Client definitely has some of the most extensive commands. The 136 different utilities alone in this click GUI can also be accessed via your left control button through a more general area over here, where they are all sorted by type. As you can see, this is a more generic click GUI that you might also recognize from other clients. Here you can also choose to pin certain things, as well as customize the UI. Furthermore, Wurst actually allows you to download it with an automatic Optifine integration, as well as the fact that it actually comes with 15 standard keybinds. Wurst Client is not necessarily known for being the best client out there, however I can confirm that it does work great, and it has a bunch of functionality for something that is really easy to use, as well as of course the fact that it is really easy to get and has its own custom installer, allowing you to easily access it. Overall, I definitely do highly recommend Wurst Client, and it's one of my personal favorites. Also, I feel like I should mention, Wurst Client isn't the worst client. Wurst means sausage in German, if you haven't caught on yet. In second place, we have Aristois, which is definitely a really good client. This client also has its own custom installer, and out of all the clients in today's video, it's definitely the easiest one to get up and running. Upon loading it up for the first time, you'll notice this wonderful custom GUI area. Aristois also has my favorite GUI of all clients in today's video. Not only that, but it actually installs itself on vanilla Minecraft by default, but you can actually also install it on Forge if you do wish to do so. Upon arriving in Minecraft, we can press on once again right shift to open up the GUI, which as you can see is laid out basically perfectly right here, is very clean. We can scroll in most of these sections. As you can see, the utilities are sorted by type over here. You can pin them and bring them over to this section if we do want to do so, as well as the fact that we can search for utilities. This client also has customization options for most utilities. As you can see, some of them do have more customization options than others, but overall works pretty great. As you can see, there are one or two things over here enabled by default. And as you can see in the chat over here, Aristois has an IRC, which basically means in-game relay chat. What this allows you to do is directly communicate with other users of Aristois. We can turn it off with .irc and then disconnect. As you can see, this client also has custom commands. A great thing about Aristois custom commands is the fact that it does have autofill, which works great. There's 7 pages of 6 commands, which means that there is 46 of them, which is a great amount. Anyways, back to the click GUI. I wasn't quite finished here yet, but I got distracted. Anyways, it has a beautiful blur, as you can see. It doesn't have as many utilities as some clients have, but the ones that it does have definitely work great. In the GUI area, you can also change your theme, as well as customize the looks completely. Anyways, moving over to the pause menu, here something funky happens in the middle, but it does allow you to access the Aristois options, which allows you to access specific customization menus for, as you can see, X-ray, and some other cool things are alts, the macros, as well as the add-ons, which can also be accessed through here. Right over there, we can actually import add-on mods for Aristois for versions later than 1.14.4. It also allows you to load custom fabric mods through here, which is really cool. This is the only one that actually has this. Anyways, going back one last time to the Click GUI over here, there are also extensive HUD options. I can turn these all on right now, as you can see, and we'll get a bunch of useful information on our screen. Anyways, I suppose that was kind of that for Aristois. I definitely highly recommend this client. It's a really high quality one, and it works great. I'd say the only downside of this is the fact that you don't actually get access to everything through this. Just for clarification, what I'm showcasing right here is the free version. If you want to access everything, I believe you need to pay an extra $8 per month for 20 more modules and a few more things. And finally, in first place today, we have Impact Client. Impact is today's first client that has an exe installer, but it still works pretty simply and definitely also quickly. Impact will run standard as its own version of vanilla Minecraft, but you can also add on Optifine if you wish to do so. So inside of Minecraft, we'll notice a few things on our screen, as well as a little tutorial thing telling us what to do. We can press on right shift to open up the Click GUI, and then right click on all of these to extend them. We can hover above these and it'll give us some basic information, as well as us being able to right click on the utilities, and that'll give us something of a little bit of a customization menu, as we have seen with most other things today. Some cool things that can be found here are the HUD, which is all this stuff on our screen right here. We can open up the customization menu for this, and we can choose what we are and aren't showing here. Anyways, we can close this again, and I'll turn it off just so my screen is clean. And we can actually also look at this main menu customization. This actually allows you to customize things like your wallpaper for the main menu inside of Minecraft, which is definitely great. Overall, this is also a really clean UI, and I like it a lot. It's not obvious, but you are able to scroll in some of these. Some people miss that, and then they miss out on stuff. Anyways, we can close this and we can head over to the escape menu, where we'll get some more information about Impact, and we can also access the Impact menu. This can actually also be found on the home screen inside of Minecraft. Here we can access the Friends menu, search for stuff, as well as choose which blocks are and aren't going to be shown inside of our X-ray. Similarly to a few more clients that we've seen today, Aristois also has a commands menu. As you can see, I can type .help in the chat, and that's going to give me a list of all the commands that this client has, which, as you can see, is definitely quite a few. All of these are pretty useful, and it also actually gives you a description of them as well. Anyways, that's kind of it for Impact, but not really. These commands bring us on to something else. If I type in .help and then space B, I will get help for all of the baritone commands. As you can see, this is sectioned into pages, and we have give or take 40 commands for baritone. That is because without having to do anything except simply installing Impact, baritone will come along with it as well. Here we'll get all the pages, as you can see, and with these commands we can choose how to use baritone and what we do with it. To use the baritone commands, you want to type in .b and then the commands. So for example, .b and then goal, just like so. Now here I've set my goal, and now I can type in, for example, .b path, just like this, and I'm gonna start heading towards my goal. Pretty cool, right? Now I've set my goal a bit further away, so I can type in .b path once again, and we are going to start heading towards our goal. As you can see, baritone is definitely really cool, and the fact that it comes built in is basically just insane. And there we are, bam! In the Click GUI, right over here, we also have the baritone customization area under movement and then baritone. Right clicking on this is going to open up the biggest customization menu that I have ever seen for a utility. Basically, it allows you to customize all the colors of things that are going to show up on your screen, as well as a bunch of other customization options. Anyways, Impact definitely is a great client. It's mainly famous for being used on Anarchy servers and also general PvP applications. Anyways, I suppose that was that for right now. Remember, all specific downloads as well as full-on usage tutorials are going to be linked down in the description for these clients. Nice, it's raining. Anyways, basically, that was that for right now. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I do hope to see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.